Well, it is my privilege at this time to introduce to you Debbie Geisha, and I asked her kind of like, how do you want me to introduce you? And she says, I'm just a plain person, whatever. And you did say you were a mom of 5. So I know that always means something in terms of busyness and giftedness, and so what a great and a wonderful thing. A blessing to have you here this morning. I know that you've been heavily involved in Hands for Haiti and other things, and have been as the phrases go, kind of like a mover or shaker, or very, I'm going to use the musical term, instrumental.
I see.
In terms of being a part of that. And so I've heard more about you than I have been able to talk to you personally, but a blessing and a joy to have you this morning as a partner in the gospel, and we're looking forward to hearing what it is that you have to share with us. So thank you for coming.
Thank you so
offer
much.
Praise up for her being able to be here with us this morning.
So, first, actually, I would like to say, Emily, wherever you are, thank you for what you do. I was a high school youth minister, my husband and I, for 20 years. We finally retired, and wow, kids in college need our prayers. They need our help. They need Jesus so much. They struggle and are faced with so many things. They come out of our communities, our tight-knit communities, and they go out into these other environments. I'm talking about Haiti today, but my heart is with youth. And so thank you so much, Emily, for what you do. It's so very important. I'm going to start with the song. So I like to sing and to worship and praise. I'm actually the worship or liturgist at my church in Cadillac, so this is very comfortable for me. So we're going to sing a song in Creole. We have one of our programs, our new evangelization program. We have a fabulous pastor who has a very, very vibrant Baptist church there, and he taught me this song, and it's become one of my favorites. So we're going to sing. I'm going to sing in Creole, and then we are going to sing in English, because I know that you guys want to sing too. Okay. M'konnen ou se petit la, ou se agneau a, et ou se Christ la. M'konnen ou se Seigneur, Dieu tout-puissant, et wa de wa, et moi adore you, moi adore you, moi adore you, Jésus, et moi adore you, moi adore you, moi adore you, Jésus. Où c'est premier et dernier, Alpha et Oméga, Lion Juda, pas qu'un autre. Où c'est premier et dernier, Alpha et Oméga, Lion Juda, pas qu'un autre. You are the first and the last, Alpha and Omega, Lion of Judah, you are so heavenly and glorious. We just you and we adore you. And we thank you for this space and this place and all these people. And Lord, I ask the Holy Spirit, speak through me and really just speak the words that you want people to hear today, not on my agenda, but on your agenda. I ask this in your precious name. Amen. Okay. Put this lovely guitar back. So just let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Debbie Gisha, and I am originally from downstate. Moved up here in 1994 with my husband, Jeff Gisha, and he opened up a chiropractic practice there. I know he knows a lot of you from that practice. And we made the mistake, would you call it a mistake, like Emily, and asked God where he wanted us to go. And he sent us across the ocean to this little island of Hispaniola and to work on the poorer side. Both sides need a lot of help, but the country of Haiti. And so that's kind of where he sent us. So we first went there in the year 2001, right after 9/11. So that was kind of a scary time to travel, but we prayed and prayed and prayed and felt God was still calling us to go there. So we went there in October of 2001. We worked there until 2010, and in 2010, we discovered that there was so much more that we could do if we personally listened to what God was telling us to do. So in 2010, just our little family created this organization called Hands for Haiti. And so through the years, we've done many different things. I'm going to go through some of the things with you, but it's interesting how God put something on your heart, and how do you discern whether that's what God's putting on your heart or what you're putting on your heart? So I'm kind of a crazy person. If any of you guys know me, my husband is my steady. He's very calm, and I'll be like, we're supposed to do this, and we'll try something, and God just closes a lot of doors. So we've done many things, tried many different things, and the ones that I'm going to show you is where God really has said, yes, this is what I would like you guys to do. So welcome to our organization. We're just gonna kind of show you a little bit about ourselves. So we have many different programs. We have a farm program, a food program, a health clinic project, an outreach program, and a mountain school project. So when we started working in Haiti, we realized that there's really some top needs that people have, right? Food, education, healthcare, and faith. So what we really also felt, what we really discovered was when you go to another country and you do things for them, that's all good, but they have the same need for human dignity that we do. So if you're a father, a husband, you want to be able to provide for your family. If you need assistance to help you, that's great, but you ultimately want to provide for your family. If you're a mother, you want to be that person to your children, to your family. So we found the same thing, that in this, for human dignity, by helping people, we want to teach them how to help themselves, because that's where they really take pride in what they do, and that really makes them feel like God created them for a purpose, and they need to be able to fulfill that purpose. So how can we help them do that? Well, I'm gonna go this way. Oops, I skipped a little too. I want to go back. Okay, so we developed this farm program. We go into the mountain community, actually, where it's very difficult to farm, and we teach farming techniques. And basically, we use this mantra: give a man a fish and feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and feed him for a lifetime. I'm going to show you a little bit about our program. Okay, so what we do is we go into the mountains, and they have to own their own property. They form these little gardens, and we teach them how to farm. What we found in the mountains, they were not being able to grow food very well because of the terrain up there. So we developed a program. We hired 2 agronomists from Haiti, and they teach all of our farmers how to grow properly. We visit their farms, and we have trackable statistics. We've been going one community at a time. So I've got a video here. Well, it's coming up in a minute. So this is one of our groups of farmers. Every year we add 30 new farmers. It's a 2-year program. So every year we have 60 total farmers, 30 first years and 30 second years. So this is just a picture of some of our farmers with some of their crops. So I go up there frequently, and on this next slide is of, these guys are growing cabbage right here. Whoops, that's okay. So this is a video. I don't know if we can get this to play. I don't know if you wanna. So they first have their formation actually in Bob. They all get together at our health clinic in Bob. They have the formation together. They give them their seeds and they teach them, and then they disperse them out. So this is the second farm that we're coming to. This also, it has cabbage. The guys, Samuel and Obinus, they come out here 2 to 3 days a week and check all the farms and just check on everybody. So I know that probably was a little confusing, but I really wanted to show when we go up there, we go and we visit the farms. These farmers are so excited to show me their farms. They talk to me about not being able to send their kids to school, not being able to provide for their families. They now can be able to send their kids to school. They can provide for their families. We've discovered that cabbage is the cash crop up there. They can earn a lot of money in the markets with cabbage. So a lot of them like to grow cabbage. This farmer was growing cabbage and actually peppers in between. So right now we have 127 farmers. What is really nice about the program is a lot of the farmers that have graduated, actually all of the farmers, I just had the statistics last time I was there, all of the farmers that have graduated still have their farms. So that is great that they're still continuing on, and they mentor each other. So that's really great. This is one of the farm graduations. They get excited, you know, when they graduate, and the top farmers receive a goat. So what happens is they receive a goat, and then from the litters of the goats, they return one goat back to us so that the next year of the farm graduation, those people will receive one of those goats. So it's kind of a self-sustaining. We purchased the first goats, and now we just receive goats from the litters of goats. So that's our farm program. We also have water tanks in the mountains. We have 7 water tanks. When I went up there, when we first initiated this program, they had explained to me that they had difficulty in the dry season, and they were complaining to me, what am I going to do for them? And so I said, well, actually, I'm here to assist you. You guys have to tell me what you need, and you guys have to figure out how to manage this problem. So in the beginning, they weren't really helping each other, so they decided if we had some water tanks, they would help carry water for each other, and they would help each other's farms. And so now they are doing exactly that. Every time I go up there, they all follow each person's farm, and I say, well, whose farm is this? There's a whole group of people, well, it's this guy's farm, but we all help him. You know, the next farm, whose farm is this? Well, it's this guy's, but we all help him. So they're really helping each other now, which is really nice to see. So the next program we have is our Team Manger food program. This was started because in the mountains, kids, they don't have a lot of schools in the mountains, and the kids, their parents want them to go to school. So what they do is they send them down to the villages to work in servitude for other families in order to be able to go to school. A lot of situations are not that great, and so we would like to keep the children with their families. But if we can't, like I said, they send their kids down to the villages to go to school. So this program feeds those kids. They come to us and they get a monthly ration of food. They get rice, beans, cornmeal, and then some vegetables and spices. And they get that every month. And our staff there make sure that the kids are receiving their food, because some of the families that they work in servitude for don't feed them, and we want to make sure that they are, in fact, receiving their food. So this is a great program. We started it right when we began. This picture here is just some of our team members helping out with Team Manger Sunday when they come and receive their food. And really, I like this slide. It says it's more than just passing out food, but it's giving kids hope for their future. And it's about building relationships and encouraging them. Some of our kids in the program are in their 20s. Some of them are young. And people ask, why do you have kids in the 20s in your program? Because we want them to continue until they graduate. And some kids don't graduate high school until they are like 20 or 21 because they have to keep dropping out. So some of our kids are a little bit older, but we really want to encourage them to graduate, and this will help encourage them to graduate. The other program we have is, like I was telling you before, a lot of the parents will send their kids down to the villages to go to school. So if we can identify an area in the mountains that the community will support a school, we will assist them in building a school. We won't build it for them. We'll send teams out to help them build it themselves. They have to own, the community has to own the property. And then we will go to bat for them, for the government, for the school to become recognized as a school, so they will pay their teachers. And this is what we've done. This is the first school that we've done. And this is what the school looked like before. These are the kids in the school. This school, I think, had about 170 kids. The next school we're working on has about 250. So first we built benches for them to use in their classrooms, and then we helped them actually build the school. When they're finished building the school, and when we go to the bat for them to the government to become a school, they have to be able to support their teachers. We don't want to support the school because they will take more pride in it if they support the school. If they have difficulty paying their teachers, we go and talk to them about tithing some of their crops. When they're paying their teachers, their teaching are using that funds to buy food anyway, so let's tithe some of our crops. So this has been very, very successful in the mountains. So these are just some slides of just the construction on one of the schools. So when we went up for the, was kind of an interesting add-on program. When we went up and we're working with the farmers, I don't know when I told you that they were having difficulties not knowing what to do during the dry season. I really witnessed people not wanting to help each other because they were different faiths. They were Christian faiths, but they were different faiths. The Baptists didn't want to work with the Catholics, and the Catholics didn't want to work with the other Protestant group, and I was like, what is up? So I guess same thing here, and in America, sometimes we don't get along with different groups. Well, we should. We all worship the same God, okay? And we all are here, together. We should need to love each other. So we developed this program, and this is our T. Legley's outreach program. So we developed these family, or these neighbor groups, not necessarily families, but these in the neighborhood with the neighbors. And so Mattany, who's the person that taught me this song, is from the Baptist church up there. And we developed this program, and they have these share groups. We use these solar audio Bibles because they can't read up there. And they have small groups that meet every week. So this program has spread. We had a leaders conference where we trained 60 leaders to be small group leaders. And now we have a youth program, and it's just grown a lot. And so they wanted to do a prayer walk. So in order to make announcements, how do you know that this is going on, right? What they do is they walk through the mountains, and that's how they spread the programs that we have. And so this slide is of the first group of leaders. So this is our first group of leaders at the Leaders Conference. So, watch this. They said to me, "Can we do a prayer walk?" And I said, "Well, sure. What's a prayer walk?" I mean, I figured what it was, but I didn't realize they would have instruments. So now they do this quite frequently, and they go through the mountains, and they play their instruments, and they really just invite people to be a part of our evangelization program. So this was the first prayer walk. I just thought it was really cool when they sent me this video. So I thought that was really awesome. So that's our Tea Lake Lees. All of our programs begin with T. T means little. So Tea Lake Lees is little church. So that's what that means. So this is our next program that we have, and so this is probably our biggest program. So in 2015, we took a team to Haiti, and we had a medical clinic, as many of you sometimes are involved in. I know that NMC, goes and they do some building there, and they also are involved with a doctor there that they do medical clinics. And so we went up to the mountains and did a clinic, and the people up there really challenged us, and they said, we have no health care up here. There's nowhere for us to go. And we saw, I think, 750 people in 2.5 days. They had nowhere to go. They walked 8-10 hours to come see us. So in 2016, we decided, if God wants us to build a health clinic, right, then we'll build a health clinic. So let's see what God has in store for us. So the community where we worked in the mountains, we found an old home that nobody was using, and they came together themselves and rebuilt, renovated this home for us to have this health clinic. Here's the health clinic right here in the mountains. So we see over 200 people a week at this health clinic. It is very, very basic. We bring teams of people. This is Dr. Jim Whalen. I don't know if any of you know him. We bring teams of people to help at the health clinic. We teach many different things. We have a lot of classes. This is Dr. Jeff Gisha, some chiropractic adjusting there in Haiti. So this is our clinic. So one of the things that we do also is education. That's very, very important. So our nurse, every morning when the patients will arrive at the clinic at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's when you arrive, and then you line up. So before she starts, she will do some patient education. And just, I think this next slide is of her doing some education before we start our day. So let's see if I got this correct. Well, that's our ambulance. This is our nurse, Josette. And I think that this, maybe. So every morning, people walk sometimes 8 hours through the night in order to come to the clinic. So they start, of course, in the night, and they'll walk, and they arrive there at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then, like I said, she teaches about water, healthy, sanitary, how to be healthy. So we do a lot of education. So some of the things that we've done through this, we there was a high cholera. Cholera just spread through the mountains when we first started working there, and hundreds of people died from cholera. When we started there, we started treating them. The government gave us a cholera containment tent. We taught them on just kind of healthy, safe water practices. And right now, we have not a single case of cholera. We've wiped cholera completely out of the mountains. So that's really a cool thing. We see a lot of babies up there. Just a lot of different things. We serve 80 different communities up there. This little clinic serves 80 communities up there. This is just another slide of doing some classes. The girls can't get sanitary napkins up there, so we have washable ones, and then we'll teach them about their cycle and have classes for them so they understand about their bodies. So that's actually Jan Gear's doing a class up there. Some of the kids that just really love coming, every time we're there, they come to the clinic just to kind of say hi. We also have water classes. These slides here, we're handing out those Sawyer water filters, so that way they can have some healthier water. So right now, there's a lot of gang activity in Haiti. I don't know if you've heard. They're kidnapping a lot of people. They've closed all of the main roads to the main cities. So a few years ago, we were given a gift by a church to buy this Polaris. And when we first bought it, I didn't want a red Polaris because I didn't want attention drawn to us, but that's what they had in stock when I was there and when we needed it, so we ended up with a red Polaris. So right now, because of the gangs controlling all of the main roads, we cannot go get medicine. Normally, once a week, they drive to the bigger city and they purchase all the medicine for the clinic. So what they've had to do is drive this Polaris now 4 hours through the mountains to go get medicine, and they'll do that once a month. So when they come back, the Polaris is loaded with medicine. And I said to my guys, are you afraid that you're going to be robbed? The gangs will not go into the mountains, but the people are very desperate right now. And that's a whole load of medicine on that Polaris. So I said, are you nervous? And they said, well, we were at first until we've been stopped. And the word is in the mountains that if you see the red Polaris, that is Hands for Haiti, and don't touch it, and don't let anybody else touch it. And it is protected. So all throughout these mountains, evidently, we are known, and which is great, and they protect us. So I just thought that was just a good credit to what they're doing with the health clinic there. So that's our Polaris picture. We have put 5 latrines. Actually, I think we have 2 more right now. So we have 7 latrines in that surrounding area. And some of the communities, most of them are at a school or at a church, and they take care of them, make sure that they are cleaned on a regular basis. We have a lot of hand washing stations called tippy taps, where we really kind of promote, cleanliness. So the thing is we have all these people that come to this clinic, and we're doing great things, but we need to do more. We're having difficulties up there. Our babies are dying after they're being born. They just aren't doing good practices. We can't get them to the hospitals in time. So we, as an organization, and God really put on our hearts to, okay, so this is what you did. You built this health clinic. Let's go bigger. So we purchased this mountain behind me, and it's called Santé Lakai, and we call it Home of Health. And so we are in the process of building a clinic up there. And so let's see if the next slide. So we purchased land. Here's our proof. That's our name up there. We were so excited that this actually went through.
Bonjour,
this is our land.
Welcome. I am Debbie, and I'm here at the site of the Hands for Haiti Santé Lakai. And here with me, I have our engineer.
Léon Duterville, ingénieur construction.
Yes, this is our engineer for the construction. And so this is so exciting what we're working on. Right over here to my left actually is this future site of Santé Lakai. Right here, and then if you just pan around the other side, this is the future site of our depot and our cistern for water. We will be building a road up to this also. So as you can see, we're very excited about working on this project. And we're very excited you will be working with us too.
Thank you.
Okay. Merci en pile.
Merci.
Thank you very much.
So that's the future site of our health clinic. This is what it's going to look like. This is just kind of a floor plan. I know it's kind of hard to see. I also have another rendering that somebody did of what it will look like. But we're so excited about this. God has put so many people in our lives and just in this space out there that have been able to work on it. They'll clear that whole area. These right here are just some pictures of them measuring. They're ready to start the cistern, which will help us with water there, collect water, and the depot. A depot is like a storage place where we can store all of the supplies for us to be building there. Well, we kind of will need that. So that's a really exciting thing. So really, what is our goal there? Our goal in Haiti is really just to love and care for the people of that mountain. The mountain region, help them make their dreams and goals and reality by not doing but supporting them. Really, we really want to encourage them to do things on their own, and they just are so happy and so excited about that. So I have this friend, and he said to me once, so it's great that you have shown us, what you've done, but what can you do, And I really was thinking about that. And so I'm just going to just sort of tell you a little story. Not really, but so a typical Haitian, and so I'm there a lot. I used to be there every other month. Since it's not so good right now, I go not as frequent, but I was just there this past August. And this is typical. The story of a typical Haitian, he will tell you, I am happy, right? God is for me and I am for him. I am faithful. They're very basic. They love God, they love their faith, and they are faithful and they are happy. And you see the joy on them. But they'll say, but I had a family member and he died of cholera. And my other kids get sick and there's nowhere for me to take them, when they're sick. And my girls, my daughters, it's not safe for them because when they go to the bathroom, there's nowhere for them to go and they have to go in the fields and it's not safe. It's not safe at night. And, we have food, but not a lot of food. And we grow some things, but it's not so good, our peppers are tiny maybe, and our food is not very quality. And I could ask my neighbors for help, but they're a different religion, so I don't really talk to them, as much. So but I'm happy, and God is with me, and these are such faithful people. So now we have all these things in the mountains. So this is what can happen, and this is what's happening. So now the same young man can say, wow, I can go to the Hands for Haiti Health Clinic when I'm sick, and I'm getting education from the nurse every time I go about how important clean water is. I can send my girls there to know what to do with their bodies, right? Also, I know what foods to eat, so I don't have this anemic problem anymore, right? Oh, and I would love to show you my farm, right? I've been a farmer for 2 years, and now I've been growing a lot of vegetables, and I'm even selling them in the market, and my kids can go to school. And I'm helping other farmers by mentoring them. I have so many more friends. Oh my gosh, I did so well, I even earned a goat. Now I am raising goats. And when I need help, I can ask my neighbors, because you know why? I'm in a Bible study group with them, and we share what we know and love about God. We share with each other. I went on a prayer walk to share this with others, and it was amazing, and I met more people. And when I was on the prayer walk, I had to go to the bathroom. Guess what? There was a Hands for Haiti latrine right down the path, and I was able to go to the bathroom. So all these things really are things that we've helped them do, right? And so we just thank God for giving this opportunity. I read this Bible passage yesterday about it's the story in Matthew, I think it is, when the owner invites people to the wedding feast, right? And then people don't want to come, right? And he sends his, servants out to gather more people to come to the wedding feast. And, some people, they don't want to come, but he wants to fill his banquet. He wants to fill this with people. And, he wants people to come, and God wants us to come. So many people need Jesus, and so many people in these other countries need Jesus too, and the kids in the colleges that need Jesus. So this is just our little way of bringing Jesus to another country, to the country of Haiti. So I just want to thank you guys so much for inviting us here, and just for all the things that you guys do. You do so many things with so many different missions here. So that's just amazing that you open your hearts to this. I think I have one last video, just really is so it's just together we can do this. We walk by faith, not by sight. God leads us and we kind of answer. But this is just a little thank you that shows a lot of our different programs.
Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new.
Thank you. I hope I didn't bore you too much, but thank you guys so much for all that you do for all the different organizations that you guys assist. Thanks.
Yeah, our thanks and praise to you and Jeff as well for joining her this morning, for all you do as a part of that ministry as well. So thank you so much. And that's what our mission conference is all about, sharing the love of Jesus Christ, changing lives, working with different partners in the gospel, some close, some far away. Have a goal set for that. You have capability to give as God leads you to help support the mission conference and the goal that we have. Great and good things. And also for the regular ongoing ministries that we have here in terms of partners in the gospel and the things that we do together. There's offering receptacles out in the back, so you have the privilege and opportunity to do that after worship. So